I'm colored. You don't understand me. You don't understand me. If I was a different color, you would. And it's true.
That's so
It's
not.
so true. It's so true. And you know this. You know what I'm talking about.
All right. Good morning, Miss Gill.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I wanted to bring you out because we're talking about you, and it's only fair that you get to hear what's transpiring since these are your cases.
Yes, sir.
I want you to know, I don't know anything about your case. All I know is that you've now, as of 3/26, yesterday, you picked up a failure to stop and give information. What happened? Or, well, hold on. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Okay, good.
On March 25th, 2025, officers were dispatched to 15357 Wallaceville Road in Harris County, Texas, regarding an FHDI call. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with the complainant, who stated that she followed the defendant after the defendant's vehicle hit her twice and failed.
The video opens with immediate tension. Miss Gill passionately declares, "I'm colored, you don't understand me." The courtroom falls quiet as she accuses the system of bias. The judge, calm but firm, shifts focus to the new charges, failure to stop and give information after a hit and run. As the officer's report is read, we learn the story. Miss Gill allegedly sideswiped another car, refused to stop, and later hit that same car again in reverse. She told police she didn't stop because she was hungry and colored. Question for you. Do you think her frustration comes from years of mistreatment? Or is it being used as a defense here?
To stop and give information. The complainant stated that she was driving southbound on the East Sam Houston Parkway, and the defendant failed to drive in her lane and sideswiped her, causing the vehicle damage to the right side panel of the defendant's vehicle. The complainant stated that she blew her horn several times for the defendant to stop, and the defendant refused. The complainant followed for approximately 3 miles to 15242 Wallaceville Road, and the complainant and the defendant exited their vehicle, and the complainant told the defendant that she hit her vehicle and needed insurance information. The defendant then told the complainant no, and that she was getting something to eat. The defendant went inside the business, exited.
The judge continues reading the police account. The complainant followed Miss Gill for nearly 3 miles, demanding insurance info, while Miss Gill brushed it off, saying she was just getting something to eat. But things escalated when she allegedly hit the other car again, this time seemingly on purpose. The judge's disbelief is clear. Are you telling me it was intentional? The tension rises. What do you think? Was this an act of defiance or desperation?
And then entered her vehicle and attempted to drive away. The complainant blew her horn several times to get the defendant to stop and told her the police were coming, but the defendant ignored the complainant. The defendant then began to put her vehicle in reverse and proceed backwards, hitting the complainant's vehicle a second time. The
So
complainant.
are you telling me that now it was intentional?
The complainant moved her vehicle to avoid being hit and followed the defendant. The complainant flagged the police down to identify the defendant as the person who struck her vehicle. The estimated damage from the complainant was around $4,000, and the defendant stated she didn't stop because she was hungry and colored.
And what?
Colored.
Color.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you look up to see if she has a valid Texas driver license?
Yes.
Ms. Gill.
Now the courtroom tone shifts. The judge reveals Miss Gill's criminal history: felony probation for assaulting a peace officer, injury to a child, and evading arrest. He removes her right to drive and warns her if she's caught again, she could face contempt and jail time. But then Miss Gill interrupts. "I'm a commercial driver." Her job depends on her license. The judge, unimpressed, still strips her of the privilege. The stakes couldn't be higher. Would you consider this fair, given her profession, or necessary, given her record?
I'm going to find that there is sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Not only are you on a felony probation for assault of a peace officer, not only are you on felony probation for injury to a child under 15, but you pick up, after both of those, an evading arrest in a motor vehicle, and now an FSGI. I am taking away your privilege to drive. You will now be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If I find that you drive in violation of this affidavit, I will have a contempt. I can have a contempt hearing. I can have a contempt.
After.
Finish.
I'm so
please.
sorry.
Finish.
As the judge reads her affidavit, his tone grows heavier. He's visibly frustrated, calling her attitude a danger to the public. The courtroom energy turns serious. He recounts the details once more. You backed up and hit someone because you were hungry. His disbelief echoes in every word. The underlying message? Personal responsibility must outweigh excuses. How do you feel about the judge's reaction? Too harsh or completely justified?
I'm a commercial driver.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You, if you do have a CDL,
Sorry, that is correct. She does have a valid CDL.
are held to an even higher standard because of that CDL. You now have a total of 4 open cases, one of those being this FSGI and an evading arrest in a motor vehicle. I am taking away your privilege to drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine.
Miss Gill's attorney steps in, trying to humanize her. She paints a picture of a struggling single mother. 2 kids, no insurance, battling mental health challenges. She's been unmedicated and applied for mental health court to get help. It's a plea for compassion, not just punishment. The defense argues she has a support system and wants treatment. This moment brings a sudden wave of empathy into the courtroom. But do you think mental health should influence the court's decision more heavily in cases like this?
I truly am at a loss with the attitude.
Okay.
Truly.
Okay.
In this case here, not only do we have an FSGI, but it's also alleged that you backed up and hit the person intentionally. Because
Wow.
allegedly
Yeah.
hungry and so now
But the judge isn't convinced. Despite the emotional plea, he raises her bond from $1,000 to $5,000, citing public safety. He accuses her of having a reckless attitude, someone who does what she wants. Miss Gill breaks down. Her voice cracks as she pleads, "I'm struggling. I was beaten in front of my children. They have trauma." The courtroom grows still. This isn't just about driving anymore. It's about pain, injustice, and exhaustion. At this point, who do you sympathize with more? The judge trying to enforce order, or the mother crying out for understanding?
this is an affidavit and I hope that you take it seriously, because if you don't, there will truly be disastrous consequences. Ms. Gill, I want you to understand that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs. Do you understand?
I understand you, Your Honor.
May I make argument for a PR bond, Your Honor? She's made a bond in the felony already. And even with the affidavit to not drive, I expressed to her that that was a possibility of a bond condition. I've spoken with her. She has family members who can help her get to and from court.
Her emotions spill over. She repeats through tears, "You don't understand me. I'm colored. If I was a different color, you would." The judge firmly responds, saying he calls out discrimination no matter who it is. But the divide between their worlds feels unbridgeable. This moment captures the clash between systemic frustration and judicial restraint. But is this a case of racial bias or a tragic misunderstanding fueled by anger and pain?
She's a single mother of 2 children. She has lived at this address here in Houston for the past 5 years. She lives with her mother. She lives with her younger brother. Has lived in Harris County her entire life. And she has, in these felonies, she's actually applied to be put in mental health court because during this incident and the felonies, she was unmedicated and she has a history of mental health diagnoses. And
Miss Gill insists the officer mishandled her arrest, that she wasn't read her rights. The judge listens, then softens slightly. Instead of raising the bond again, he keeps it at $1,000. His only warning, do not drive. The courtroom finally exhales. Miss Gill nods, promising compliance. The storm calms, but the damage, emotional and legal, is already done. Do you think the judge's final decision struck the right balance between punishment and mercy?
I have the right to tell you this. And I'm telling you, she did not read me my rights. She just shoved me behind the officer car. I did not get a voice to speak out anything.
Yes.
She just brought me to jail.
You guys speak about that. I'll tell you, look, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave your bond at $1,000 now. All right? I'm not gonna raise it to 5, but I can't continue to give you a PR bond.
Terminated from employment too.
Listen,
Okay.
do not drive. It's the only thing I'm asking you to do.
I'm a commercial driver.
Don't pick up a new
Yes,
case.
sir. Yes, sir.
And just, all right. Come on.